Good morning. Today is April 10th, 2023. Ooh, my windows. Okay, so my windows are so bad right now. Come on, clean up. I have the thing going. Okay. So the reason why I'm on my way to work. Well, okay, so let's start from the
What are you going about? That's the first thing.
not the radio.
All right,
Let's start from the beginning. My name is Vernay. I am 32 female, diagnosed with PCOS when I was 19 years old. I recently got married, August of 2023. And of course, well, not of course, because not everybody wants to have children, but my husband and I do. We would like to have a child together. He has 2 children from a previous relationship, and we would like to have one together. Come on, lady, come. Okay, so the reason why I'm getting on here, brief history of my diagnosis with PCOS is I didn't even look to see. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I had to make sure that, because I know how to get to work, but sometimes the GPS redirects me to go a different way because there's traffic this early in the morning. I have 2 different times that I could go to work, 8 to 4, 10 to 6. Today's my 8 to 4 day. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. The reason why I am filming is because I think it's really about time for me to document my entire experience with PCOS. I feel like we need to talk about this journey that I'm about to embark on, and just give you a few, brief history of what exactly. These cars are wilding today. Listen, I want to get to work safe and sound. A brief history of what exactly I have been going through as far as my PCOS and everything. So we can start. We're not going to start all the way to 2019. I feel like that's just too much. I feel like it's irrelevant to my story because I had no business wanting to have a baby at 19 anyway. So let's go back to when I am fully mentally stable to have a child, right? Right now, in my 30s. So in 2020, I turned 30, right? Okay. And we all know what happened in 2020, COVID. A lot of people also gained a lot of weight during COVID, me being one of them. I gained at least 50, 60 pounds in COVID. I think before pre-COVID, I was between be very candid with you guys. I was between 175 and 200, and now I'm looking closer to 250 on the weight scale side. Okay, I was pre-diabetic. My AC1 or AC1, I think that's how you say it, AC1 levels was 5.7, so I was pre-diabetic. This is at 200 pounds, pre-diabetic. Now, at a whopping 250, I am fully type 2 diabetic. My AC1 level is a 6.4. The reason I'm saying all of this is because one thing that definitely factored in the weight gain was Nora. Probably messing that word up, but the lack of my period. So 2020 is really when my period started to become very abnormal. Now it was already irregular. I would get it literally every 45 days maybe, but at least it was coming every 45 days. In 2020 it wasn't coming. It was coming like every 90 days, every 90 days. It was coming literally every 3 months. And then to the point where it completely stopped coming. Now, my fertility doctor yelled at me recently because women should not be going past 2 months without having a period. Now, I kind of knew that we shouldn't be going without, but I just figured, for one, last year, while planning the wedding, I was on birth control, not trying to really think about children or getting pregnant accidentally, surprisingly, none of that. I didn't want to think about that aspect of it. So I was on birth control. Can't tell you exactly which one I was on because I don't remember. But it was like an ongoing pill. It didn't have a pause. And so I didn't get my period. While I was on birth control. That's one. Then when I got off birth control, let's say 2 weeks after the wedding, I still didn't get my period. So let's say, okay, so let's go back. 2020, I was getting my period. It went from every 45 days to every 90 days, and then it became like twice a year, like every 6 months, right? That's like that's all of 2020 until 2021, when I met my husband. My period was coming twice a year. It's coming twice a year. So when I'm birth control, planning a wedding for 2022, get off birth control in August, and my period doesn't come on after I get off birth control. Okay. So I go to fast forward. Let's start talking about the when, how, and now. I'm not really gonna share too much about like my husband's like doctor's appointments and stuff like that, and things that he's talked to with the doctor, because I feel like that's something that he should share, if he's comfortable with it. But as for me, I've always knew that I had PCOS, always, since I was 19, right? So I always knew that, you know, pregnancy would be difficult. So we went to our first doctor's appointment. Our insurance was good after February 4th, so we're good, right? February 1st. Our appointment was February 4th. And we get the news that our option might be IVF. Like, this really, like, we could try IUI, but IVF is more of a high cycle, which, okay, you know what I mean? I've heard so many different stories about people who try IUI, they try two or three IUIs and they fail, and they do IVF and it's successful, right? Because the success rate for IVF is higher than it would be for IUI, especially because we're not quite too sure about the ovulation part. We don't know if I'm ovulating by myself on my own. So I'm okay with IVF. I think that my insurance is going to help cover most of those costs. So I'm okay with take up 2 spots, bro. I cannot fit here. Oh, you know what? It might be alternate side cancel today. Pause. Let me check. Living in New York. Let me check.